Welcome to the latest edition of the LL Basketball Roundtable, brought to you by Thaddeus Stevens College of Technology. This is the first postseason edition, even though the regular season isn't 100% complete, and we'll get to that in a minute, but we are going to focus this week on the Lancaster-Lebanon League basketball playoffs, which are a special thing in our league. I mean, it's something that is really, I think, a bigger deal in our league than it is in most. And we're going to break that down in a minute. My name is Mike Gross. I'm the host of these proceedings. To my left is John Walk, who covers boys basketball. To my right is Jeff Reinhardt, who covers girls basketball for LNP, LancasterOnline.com. And we're going to start with the brackets Saturday.
Yes.
The girls' side. Lebanon, the Section 1 champion against Section 4 runner-up Pequea Valley. Lancaster Catholic, the Section 3 champion against Ephrata, the Section 2 runner-up. Manheim Central, Section 2 champ against Lampeter Strasburg, Section 3 runner-up. And Section 4 champion Columbia against Manheim Township / Cedar Crest, one of which will be the Section 1 runner-up. And then the semis are Tuesday. The finals are Thursday at Manheim Township.
Yes.
Rhines.
Fascinating bracket. Love this. Just juicy matchups galore. Juicy. Okay, well, let's get to the tiebreaker first. Cedar Crest and Manheim Township are tied at 6 and 4.
Yep.
They're both done. They played their 22.
Yep.
They split their head-to-head, so it comes to District 3 power rating. As of Wednesday afternoon, I think Township is like 6. Cedar Crest is like 8 or 9. So unless somebody in there in 6A gets upset, that's probably going to end up like
These
that.
These teams aren't playing any more games before Saturday,
Yeah.
but other teams
could play.
could affect power ranking, but
Exactly.
it's probably going to be Township.
But it's probably going to be Township. They're in the driver's seat, and they'd play up at Columbia on the Hill, which would be great. Lebanon's a fascinating story. As we sit, the Cedars are 21-0. They'll go for 22-0 Thursday night at home against Milton Hershey. We'll see if they can run the table. I had forgot. I was like, who was the last team to go undefeated in the regular season? It was last year. Columbia went 21-0 and then lost in the LL semifinals to Catholic in that great game over at Hempfield.
Yep.
Love that matchup with Pequea Valley. They're scrappy. We'll see how they do with Harrison. Their post kid is really tough to mark in the paint. That'll be a tough matchup for Pequea Valley. And we'll see if they can slow down Correa, which nobody has.
Lebanon and Lancaster Catholic, which is, I think, the game that everybody wants to see most if you're sort of an outside, if you're not one of the schools involved, would happen in the semifinals.
Correct.
Not the final. And we'll get to see if Correa can, negotiate that pressure defense that Catholic is so famous for. What a matchup that is.
Yeah, that's great. And everywhere.
That's Frazier and Ali.
Yes, everywhere I've been this winter, what do you think? Catholic Lebanon. I'm like, well, let them play. We'll see if it gets to the semis, and maybe they'll play. But that'd be an awesome matchup. You don't want to give short shrift to the
other half of the bracket.
Exactly, sure. Catholic will play Ephrata. That's a rematch. They met in the finals last year.
Yes.
Catholic won that, and Catholic beat Ephrata this year in the Catholic Holiday Tournament. So these two teams know each other really well. Manheim Central, they're flying. They've won like 12 in a row. They're playing great.
Playing well. They are playing well. They might
really
be
well.
They might
Look
be
out.
the third guy in. They're Ken Norton if Frazier.
A lot of boxing analogies today. Central plays LS. They just played each other last Saturday in a non-league game, and Central won that. LS is kind of backing in here. They've lost 5 in a row.
Ooh.
Yeah, they have one more Thursday. I think they play Cocalico, so they're not exactly hitting the postseason flying, but they should make districts, and they get Manheim on Saturday.
Yeah,
so great bracket. Just juicy games galore. This should be a ton of fun. I can't wait for this.
The operative term of the day is juicy. Remind yourself of it. Don't forget. All right, John, here we go. Boys quarterfinals on Monday. Section 1 champion Hempfield against Lancaster Mennonite Columbia, the Section 4 runner-up. We'll go to John for more on that. Lampeter Strasburg, the Section 3 champ, against Warwick / Manheim Central. Although we'll have John explain that one. Manheim Central, Warwick, again, they're in the next line down in the bracket. they're the Section 2 champ will play Octorara, the Section 3 runner-up, and then Section 4 champion Columbia against Cedar Crest, resurgent Cedar Crest. And I have a little bit on the Falcons in a minute. So anyway, John, explain what we need to know about the bracket.
By the time that you folks will watch this, we will
that's the
have
problem
known
here,
the winner of Wednesday night's Columbia at Lancaster Mennonite game, which decides the Section 4 crown. Columbia won the earlier matchup. However, Lancaster Mennonite was without All-State player Camden Hurst, who returned in their last game, I believe Thursday, scored 14 points. So that's going to be a difference maker at the games at Lancaster Mennonite. That's going to be a difference maker.
Are they tied now?
They're tied now in the section
Okay.
standings, correct. So winner of that is your Section 4 champion. So that's kind of very much still up in the air, given Hurst's return and just kind of given how those two
that's a
teams
great
often
game,
match
John.
up.
That's a
So should Columbia or whoever comes out of that will play, whoever comes out of that, the winner will host Cedar Crest on Monday. Whoever is the loser will go to Hempfield. Section 2 is, let's see what, Mannheim Central and Warwick. Thursday night, Warwick goes to Mannheim Central. Should Warwick win that, the teams will be split even in the section. They will have split head-to-head, so we will go to district power rating, more than likely. Central right now is number 1. I think Warwick's like number 5.
It's very similar to
So-
what Ryan's described about in Section 1.
Right. So more than likely, Warwick's going to be the runner-up. It's going to go to Lampeter Strasburg Monday night, and Mannheim Central is going to be the, I guess, technical number 1 seed no matter what happens Thursday, and they would host Octorara at Doe Run Elementary School. A lot of intriguing matchups just in terms of Hempfield having won 13 straight, Cedar Crest, the bottom of the bracket, having won 7 in a row. They're a really big, bulky team, so I would like to kind of favor them no matter if it's Columbia or Mennonite, so whoever comes out of there, who knows. But then Columbia has been rocking and rolling so long that I think Coach Clover told me about a month ago, like, this might be the year that we get out past the quarterfinals finally. And, you know, should that happen, I haven't done my homework to see historically the last time that happened. We'll get to that next week. But there's a chance the two best teams, Hempfield and Mannheim Central, all season in the league could meet in the league final, which I hope is the case, but you never know.
Two teams that seem to have not had the season that they wanted to have quite, I think, but kind of found themselves at that LL Mid-Penn thing a couple weeks ago and have not lost since, are Warwick and Cedar Crest.
Correct.
Particularly Cedar Crest. I know they underachieved until that point. And those are two teams that are really playing well right now and are interesting kind of live underdogs, especially as you said, John, because of the size disparity if Cedar Crest would play a Columbia, for
They
instance.
got two big guys down low, and they bring one off the bench, and they got a bunch of kids outside who can just shoot the rock. They lost their best player, Nolan Groff, before the season even started. I think it was like a broken wrist or something to that effect.
Both Warwick and Cedar Crest probably going to be better next year.
Right.
Both deep. They have a lot of guys that can score. They kind of have balance. They don't have one guy going for 20 a night. Although Warwick has a terrific player.
As a
in
boys
course,
outside observer, that LS game, whoever they get, sounds like an awesome game.
That's another team. It's like, how are they doing it? You know?
That's at LS, and they get Warwick or Mannheim.
That's a
yeah,
traditional.
that's a
Wow.
really good matchup.
That
Yeah,
might be
I agree.
like circle it up, night 1 game to watch. That's
Yeah, all these teams in the boys' side are playing well enough that
Right.
these games are all pretty intriguing. I mean, Octorara has really come on the
And
second
if you
half of the year.
remember, mid-December or late December holiday tournament, Octorara and Mannheim Central met about like 90 minutes north of Lancaster. I forget what school it was at, like Mifflin County, and Octorara won that game. But again, it was on the road, 90 minutes north, nobody's in the gym, and kind of one of those weird games. And Octorara, as Mike found out last week, covering Octorara at LS for essentially what was the Section 3 crown.
It's a really
you
good
think
game.
this is going to be Octorara's year, and there's LS. You know, we're just going to continue to plug and
Coming
play no
along.
matter who's in there, and they win that game.
Yeah,
So-
they are amazing the way they've been able to keep rolling with them.
And Warwick, by the way, is a team without a senior on the roster.
That's
and
scary.
You watch them, and they play like a veteran bunch.
That's what I mean about that. I think both Cedar Crest and Warwick are teams that maybe didn't quite totally have the season that they wanted to have from beginning to end, but They're rolling right now, and the future looks pretty bright.
Yes.
Nice. I was told that Central Warwick game at Central small gym at Doe Run, they sold the tickets out. They said, do not come here if you don't have a ticket because you're not getting in.
Yeah, I got a text from Chris Knight. I'm going to be covering that game, and I got a text from Chris Knight today saying it's going to be standing room only. But get there. So that's great. That's what you want. I mean, you want standing room only this time of year.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Ryan, do you have anything else?
Yeah, a couple things. Let's get some notables out here. 3 kids now this season have joined the 1,000 point club. The Draghi twins earlier in the year, Bree and Brooke, they're in. Jayla Rivera, senior, Lancaster Mennonite, got it on Tuesday night against Covenant Christian. Needed 23, got 30. So Jayla Rivera's in. Next kid who should hit it, Kyla Correa, sophomore, 21 games into her sophomore year, has 900 points on the dot. So she needs 100. So they have Milton Hershey, they have Pequay Valley, and they'll get a district game. So she's guaranteed 3 more. I'm quite sure they'll probably win more than that and play into the playoffs.
They should.
But she's at 900, which is pretty awesome. Chad McDowell, again, keep him in your thoughts. Slanko coach.
Anything else for the good of the order, John?
Not that I'm going to tout my alma mater here, but I thought we should.
Oh, I know
just
what you're
given
going to say.
how
It's a good
they
idea.
ended their season on Tuesday night, Penn Manor did. Having won 8 of their last 12 games to finish 11-11 overall. They're currently 19 in district power rating, top 12 make it. There's a chance they could have won a couple more games and made district playoffs, had some behind the scenes things not happen. However, good for them for kind of righting the ship. They're down a point to Lebanon, like less than a second or so left, and throw the ball from one end just past half court. Ethan Benny catches, turns, throws it up.
Nice.
NBA range 3-pointer at the buzzer. And they beat
This is
Lebanon.
against Township,
Or
right?
I'm sorry, they beat Township 75-73. Fans stormed the court. And oh, by the way, Penn Manor brings back pretty much everybody next year. And that's the season everybody's been telling me at Penn Manor that 2024 could be our season. So that's the way that you want to end it, to carry some positive momentum into next season.
Benny's been a good player, and for him to end the season that way, make it a 3 to win.
Cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Lebanon boys, are they winless?
Winless, yes.
Oh, and are they done?
I believe so, but I could be wrong. Could be one more game out there.
Lebanon boys over, Lebanon girls undefeated.
Right.
Somebody emailed me that nugget the other day. That's pretty neat. Well, I feel bad for the boys squad, but they could have an undefeated and a winless in the same gym.
Weird.
That is very weird.
That's weird. Tyler agrees with it. That's
Hempfield has won 13 in a row. They beat Lebanon on Tuesday night, and the reason I'm pointing that out is because head coach Danny Walk now has 356 wins as a coach in the Lancaster Lebanon League, which moves him into 4th place all-time for league career wins, just passing Pete Horn, who had 355 wins in his years at McCaskey. Now, Pete Horn had 495 career wins overall, and Danny Walk has 400. I don't have it in front of me. Yeah, it's 388 career wins. I'm sorry, overall, because he had the stint at Reading.
He was at Reading for a while.
That's right. I always forget that. He was at Reading.
They were a little down at that time.
Right.
Yeah.
So moving on up.
All right, postseason, it's coming, gang. We'll break it down in terms of what actually happened instead of previewing what might happen next week. This has been the LL Basketball Roundtable, brought to you by Thaddeus Stevens College of Technology. I'm Mike Gross, John Walk, Jeff Reinhardt. We will see you later.